Hello and welcome to Select 10. In this video, we'll list our top 10 recommendations for the best recent Netflix original films that have been released in the last 2 months. To provide all of you with excellent content to watch, we have chosen the best brand new films across all genres, so make sure to watch the full video to avoid missing any of the movies on this list. Now let's start the video. Number 10. The Chalk Line. It is a horror mystery psychological thriller directed by Ignacio Tate. The story centers on Paula and her husband as they return from dinner and discover a child roaming about on a main highway. 2 weeks later, when they notice no one has returned to get her, they choose to temporarily let her remain at their house. But it won't be that simple, because the girl is fixated on the illusion that if she leaves the chalked area drawn on the ground, a creature will appear and kill her. But when Paula tries to reach across the line, she becomes increasingly anxious about the young girl's background and finds herself in trouble when she starts to learn the truth. Despite its flaws, The Chalk Line is still a pretty good thriller. As the mystery unfolds, the suspense is increased by the feeling of fear that surrounds every scene. So, if you're looking for a decent horror thrill, this one will do. And the movie has a 6 rating on IMDb and a 73% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 9. Lost Bullet 2. It is a 2022 action thriller film directed by Guillaume Pierret. The movie is set 6 months after the conclusion of the first one and follows the story of Lino, a small-time criminal who now works for the police task force and has a talent for turning ordinary cars into turbocharged vehicles. But after his mentor and brother died at the hands of dishonest police officers, he swears to uncover the murderers and start his search, destroying anybody who stands in his way. But when he discovers that one of the perpetrators is in police custody, he is outraged, and to make matters worse, a few more secrets about the agency's dishonesty level drive him to take extraordinary steps to exact revenge. In terms of story, this one is a letdown compared to the first. But what makes it stand out are the car fights and fast-paced action scenes that are so skillfully shot that they enhance the viewer's experience. So, to sum up, don't anticipate much of a story here, rather watch it for the fun, as this film is clearly meant for action movie fans. And the movie has a 6.3 rating on IMDb and a 53% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 8. Luckiest Girl Alive. It is a 2022 mystery thriller film based on 2015 novel of the same name. The story follows Ani Finelli, a witty New Yorker who seems to have everything: a desired job at a glamorous publication, a beautiful outfit collection, and an impending fantasy island wedding. But Ani's ideal existence is thrown off course just a few weeks before her planned wedding, when the filmmaker of a crime drama asks her to provide her version of the terrible event that took place when she was a student at the elite Brentley Academy. Ani is made to face a horrible truth that could shake up her perfectly constructed life. The plot is a mix of intense psychological drama and melodrama, but it is also occasionally engaging and enlightening. Despite being a little difficult to follow and constantly using flashback scenes to progress the plot, the movie had a satisfying conclusion that did not let viewers down. And the movie has a 6.4 rating on IMDb and a 72% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 7. Monica, Oh My Darling. It is a 2022 neo-noir crime comedy thriller film adapted from the 1989 Japanese novel Buritasu no Shinzu by Kigo Higashino. The story centers on Giant, a younger robotics engineer who receives a highly paid job and engages in extramarital relations with a female coworker. However, after a few joyful moments, his life quickly turns upside down when she begins threatening to make him pay for her excessive spending. But Johnny quickly learns that she is not just after him and that she's been flirting all around the workplace, including with the owner's son Nishi, who hates him. However, their already chaotic lives get even more crazy when Nishi decides that the only way to overcome Monica's debt is to murder her. They conspire to kill her together, with one of them doing the killing, while the other takes care of the body's transportation and disposal. But they make one careless move, which threatens to expose them. Overall, it is a highly entertaining murder mystery with so many unexpected twists that you won't be able to predict the ending. And the movie has a 7.7 rating on IMDb and a 91% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 6. The School for Good and Evil. It is a 2022 fantasy drama film directed by Paul Feig. The story revolves around Sophie and Agatha, the 2 closest friends from the community of Gavalden. But their typical quiet life is disrupted one day when a powerful entity brings them to the Academy for Good and Evil, where Agatha is assigned to the school for good and Sophie is assigned to the school for evil. Also, there's a catch. The school principal claims that only the true spirit's desire can change the rules and send the girls back to their respective campuses. But when a dangerous entity with unexplained ties to Sophie reappears and threatens to completely destroy the school in the universe, Sophie and Agatha are forced to find a way to protect the balance of good and evil. Although the story is a little weak, the visuals are fantastic and there are some stunning magic sequences. But overall, it is a well-made movie that fantasy movie fans will enjoy. And the film has a 6.8 rating on IMDb and a 67% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 5. I Used to Be Famous. It is a musical drama film directed by Eddie Sternberg. The plot revolves around Vince, who used to be a member of the legendary pop group in town, but is now only a troubled ex-pop star who is out and depressed. In the hopes that someone will pay attention, he begins practicing on the streets with the goal of making a return, and strangely, he meets Stevie, a teenage musician with autism, who possesses a remarkable gift for rhythm. Due to their shared love of music, the two misjudged musicians end up forming an unlikely friendship and decide to do a live concert in the neighborhood after starting a new band. But the crowd rejects the performance and tries to attack Stevie, creating problems that may shatter their newly formed friendship. It's a heartwarming story about stardom, atonement, and second chances, and it's not flawless, but if you are in the mood to watch a touching film, this one is for you. And the movie has a 6.6 rating on IMDb and an 84% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 4. 20th Century Girl. It is a romance drama film directed by Bang Woo-rai. The plot revolves around Bo-ra, a 17-year-old high school senior who is close friends with Yeon-do. Yeon-do seems to have a crush on a student named Hyun-jin, and she asks Bo-ra to learn everything she needs to know about Hyun-jin and travels to the United States for cardiac surgery. Following that, Bo-ra starts to closely watch Hyun-jin and asks his friend Woon-ho for details about him. Throughout this phase, Bo-ra develops feelings for both Woon-ho and Hyun-jin, but situations get tricky when she finds love with Hyun-jin. Although the plot initially seems a bit like a typical teenage story, it soon becomes an interesting watch, with surprises sprinkled. Along with a ridiculous but entertaining plot, the film has an interesting climax that will leave you in shock. And the movie has a 7.3 rating on IMDb. Number 3. Wendell and Wild. It is a 2022 stop-motion horror comedy film directed by Henry Selick. The movie tells the story of Kat, who lost her family when she was just 8 years old and experiences the hardships of the adoption system before being sent to a school in her homeland. When she gets there, Kat, who is now a teenager, realizes she is a devil girl and her demons Wendell and Wild encourage her to bring them to the realm of humans. In exchange, they vow to raise her family from the dead, but unknown to Kat, this vow cannot be kept and has the potential to cause chaos for which she is unprepared. The story explores some significant issues, analyzing the child welfare system and organizations, all of which are connected with mental health issues and personal struggles. Overall, it is an incredibly entertaining journey and a great option for a family movie night. And the movie has a 6.5 rating on IMDb and a 69% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 2. The Wonder. It is a 2022 psychological period drama film directed by Sebastian Lelio. The story takes place in 1862 and concentrates on a young girl named Anna who quits food but surprisingly survives and grows. The story progresses from the viewpoint of English physician Lib Wright, who is sent to a small town to study Anna, who is 11 years old. Lib and a priest named Sister Michael are given the responsibility of keeping an eye on Anna for 2 weeks, while working 8-hour shifts each, and they are required to report their observations to the town authority. While Lib explores every tiny detail in the Anna house for secret food, the town's less intellectually inclined residents believe they are witnessing a miracle, but Lib appears hell-bent on proving them wrong as media, tourists, and non-believers arrive. It could seem slow at points, but if you stick with it, you'll be left curious about what lies beneath its compelling subject. And the movie has a 6.8 rating on IMDb and a 73% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 1. Slumberland. It is a 2022 fantasy adventure film directed by Francis Lawrence. The plot focuses on a young girl named Nemo, whose father, Peter, gets accidentally stranded at sea. After that, her beautiful life in the Pacific is completely shattered, and Nemo is transferred to live in a big city with her kind but incredibly uncomfortable Uncle Philip. While her new school and schedule are difficult during the day, one night she finds a hidden map to the mythical kingdom of Slumberland, which introduces her to Flip, a pretty tough but charming pirate who soon becomes her friend and companion. Soon, Nemo and Flip are on an incredible adventure, traveling through dream worlds and escaping from horrors, during which Nemo begins to believe she will be reunited with her father someday. The story transports viewers to a beautiful new world, an epic dream world where clever Nemo and her quirky partner Flip go on a once-in-a-lifetime quest. It might not be a terrific film, but it's a delightful and imaginative family adventure with a strong emotional story that you'll enjoy seeing. And the film has a 7.4 rating on IMDb and a 93% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. And do subscribe our channel to see more videos related to movies and series suggestions.